Wow, it's been a minute since I did a video. I think it's been like maybe 2 years. It's crazy. Well, welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you're an OG here, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Brooke. Today we're just going to be talking pregnancy and things I didn't know, and now that I know, because I am currently 26 weeks in my pregnancy at the moment. I'm growing a little baby boy and I'm very excited. I have his room all set up already. We're all organized over here, but there is a lot of stuff that I had no idea about, and maybe you being pregnant in the future might help you out. Maybe you didn't know, I don't know, but these are things that I have found and things that I think are important to know, I guess, or maybe just like good to know, because maybe no one's told you, like no one told me, but you find out along the way either way really, and you go with the flow of things. But majority of times, like myself, it was a surprise, a good surprise though. And if you don't know things, I guess it's just like, oh, okay, wish someone, I had that moment where I was like, I wish someone told you these things, because no one really explains to you what could happen or things that could, you know, because every pregnancy is different. So this is just my experience, my 2 cents into a pregnancy. Doesn't necessarily mean it being yours, doesn't necessarily mean that it will be anything to do with you at all, but just things that, good points that I brought up that I guess found out later in my pregnancy, so, and very early as well. So here we go. These are things that I didn't know about being pregnant that could be a thing. So, number 1, who do you contact when you first find out you're pregnant? The first person I told was my best friend Jess. The second person I told was my partner. And the third person I told was my mum. And then I told my GP. So pretty much I found out on the weekend. Like, there was a weekend where I went out and I was wearing, it was Halloween weekend, and I wore a corset top. I had it all ready to go, you know, and I was like, oh, that night not feeling it. Like my corset was pretty tight. Like, I didn't feel like, I felt like something was off. Like there was something that was, my corset, like I had to get my corset undone during the night, and I just didn't feel like drinking. I was kind of just having an off sort of night, going out sort of thing, and pretty much I had a feeling that I was pregnant. So on that Monday, I took a pregnancy test. And it was positive. Took a second one because I wanted to make sure. It was definitely positive. So I guess for me, like, it was like a surprise, but also like I kind of wanted, I think I am at this point, like I'm 27, like it's a good time to have a baby. So it was actually kind of, I think it's all meant to be honest with you. Like, if it's going to be, it's going to be. And I kind of was like, alright, who do I contact about these things? And so my mum told me to contact my GP. I went over there, I think the next day or so, to my GP, and yeah, found out I was definitely pregnant. And he kind of assisted with the next kind of steps, which was really nice, because what do you do? Like, how do you, like, what's next? So yeah, that was really good. Your GP always knows what to do next, and they'll book you in for what you need, I guess, which is good. So that's where I guess a good place to start would be definitely your GP, of course. The second thing I didn't know about pregnancy, I guess there's a general rule around, or a stigma around, I don't know if it's stigma of a rule, I don't know, but it's like, when do you tell people, who do you tell, at what time? And I think it's because of, like, obviously things can happen during pregnancy and things like that. So I understand completely. I don't know how to keep that a secret. Like, how does someone find out so early? I think I found out I was about 6 weeks pregnant. And I just was like, I got excited. So I had to, like, I told my family that day. I found out on the Monday. And told my GP, I told pretty much who needed, like, the people that I want support from, pretty much. The next day also I told work, because they deserve to know. I like, my work to me is my family, so, like, they deserve to know. Just because down the line, of course, I'm not going to be there in the long term, so I thought it was fair for them to know as well. So for me, I just kind of got excited, and I didn't really care to wait. Excuse me, and who to tell, I guess. But I think that's a personal preference, and obviously you don't tell everyone, like, soon, but it's like, as long as you've got support, so whoever's who's going to be there to support you before the, you know, in that early period, I think they're a good people. There is a good amount of people you can tell beforehand. So that's just my advice. Take it with a grain of salt. But that's what I did anyways. The third thing I didn't know was how sick someone can get when pregnant. And let me tell you, I was so sick for my first trimester. My sister had a baby in 2021, and she was so sick throughout the whole pregnancy. I think she had that GH sickness that pretty much made her go to hospital to get the drip. She couldn't keep food down for the whole entire pregnancy, and she actually ended up having my niece, her daughter, at 7 months. I think just because her body couldn't handle it. Yeah, it was all natural, but yeah, it was just, yeah, that was, for me, like, eye-opening, I guess, but also, I didn't realize, like, how sick you actually feel, like, throughout the whole day, every single day, and it's so draining. And I actually thought I was going to be sick throughout my whole pregnancy, because even after 12 weeks, I was still so sick, but being now in my second to third trimester, it's gotten much better, but there's still days where I'm sick as well. And she had a girl, I'm having a boy, so I don't know if that's a thing, or what, you know, if that contributes to how sick you are. But yeah, definitely, yeah, you can get so sick. It's to the point where you wake up in the morning, where you have, like, as soon as you open your eyes up, you have to have some biscuits or something dry. Otherwise, you are, like, dead the whole day, and throwing up. That's literally, my whole life was throwing up. I had a bucket with me everywhere. I didn't want to leave the house. Like, it was just like, I'm on the couch or I'm in the bedroom. That was where I was at. And I actually feel bad for people who have got multiple kids that are that sick, because, like, how do you do it? Like, how do you work? How do you have kids? Like, it doesn't make sense to me sometimes. And I really, like, think, like, holy crap. Like, how does one, when they're so sick, work throughout the whole pregnancy and you know, live? Because there's more than just you're gonna look after. It's like, now you're gonna look after two people, plus then whoever is around you. So yeah, I applaud everyone who can do it. Honestly, it's amazing. My fourth point is how expensive maternity wear is. It's just like, why? I understand it's not, like, I think they can do that because obviously, like, people need maternity wear and they can take advantage of that sort of point. And And I will like put a name in here that's not sponsored or anything, but Soon Maternity do have some really good pants. I have their like leggings, like the wide leg leggings kind of thing, and they're just amazing. Like one good pair of pants, one good pair of bike shorts, and shirts like this, that's all you need. Do not overspend. I think it's crap because we're only pregnant for an X amount of time and some people don't even show. So like if you need it, spend it, like if you know, got an occasion or whatever, but otherwise if you can just get away with 2 pairs of pants, just be comfortable, honestly. Like whatever you need to buy or to wear to be comfortable, really. And I hated things around my waist. So I need to make sure that they're big enough around the waist and stretchy enough, so can definitely, you know, splurge on 1 or 2 pairs of pants, but just, yeah, it's so unnecessary to buy so much maternity clothing, especially when you're only wearing it for an X amount of time, and then it's like you store it or you donate it or you give it, like, you know, I don't know, like, yeah, it's just, if you're planning on having a whole tribe of kids, maybe you might get a maternity section, but otherwise, like, what's the point? And just, that's again just my opinion. And number 5, my point number 5 would be when to get scans, because I went to the hospital for, well, actually, first of all, I had a scan at 6 weeks because I was in a lot of pain personally. So I was in a lot of pain. They thought I was having a ectopic pregnancy, meaning that my baby was going to be born on the outside of my uterus. And correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, but yes, that's what I think that was. And so they made sure that Bub was in the right spot, which, yes, Bub was in the right spot at that point. Had the scan, awesome. Went back again at 9 weeks, make sure that Bub had a heartbeat. Yep, awesome, no worries. And then after that, apparently you're meant to have a scan at 12 weeks or 12 or 13 weeks. I never had one. I don't know if it was just that the hospital didn't tell me to do it, or if I was meant to do it myself, like as in go and book that in for myself. Like, I don't know where I missed the mark on that, but I was thankful that at least I had one at the 9-week scan, but still, like, that's when you get your first kind of lot of scans, the proper ones, you know. So I was kind of just like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get any notification. I didn't know what to do. So I kind of just left it because I had the scan at 9 weeks. And that's when my mind was like, okay, well, Bub's okay. So that was the main thing for me, I guess. Again, personal preference, personal experiences. But yeah, that was my experience. And, you know, the things I like to use while, like, finding out I was pregnant, while being pregnant throughout the whole pregnancy. Again, not sponsored by any of these things, but the Flow app. The Flow app literally tracks every week what you expect every week. And shows you the size of Bub, like what rough size Bub should be. So it's really, like, handy to have that, and it just, like, gives you comparisons of, like, how big Bub is at the moment at 25 weeks, you know, things like that. So this has been really helpful and very handy to use for sure. Another thing is I get text messages from my doctors, like from the hospital, weekly on what to expect for that week. So that's a really good tool to have and go through pretty much week to week to see how you're tracking, to see what's new, you know, what to expect. That's been really helpful as well. And I used to get pain at my roughly 17 weeks when I got pain around my pelvic area. Go see an osteo or someone who can just, like, massage it out, because as soon as I did that, there was no pain. And I expected the pain because I saw it. So it was one of those things where I could book that in advance because I knew that was coming up, but also I was in pain. So it was kind of like, oh, I knew that was coming, let me fix that. you know, again, everyone's different, but again, that's just my experience. Another thing I use a lot is my pregnancy pillow, and I'll go grab that for you. This thing here, I think this is from the brand Sleepbelly. I think I got it off Amazon, or my partner bought it from Amazon. This section of the pillow is like super handy to go between your legs at night time as well. I'm finding that my legs get really numb and like achy at night time, so it's good just to have a bit of support between your legs, and like this is where this will come in. Even under the belly, there is 2 other pillows that come with it that sit kind of like under the belly as well, and you can attach one to one side and have this on the other side, so you kind of like sandwich in between the 2. But this bit here is what I use a lot of, and yeah, super comfy, super helpful. Yeah, highly recommend. Again, not sponsored, but just recommending something like that for yourself is really handy and really helpful as well. And another thing that I use a lot of is baby oil, or like bump oil. I think I use the brand Belly Oil. Wait, that's just the name. Hang on, sorry. Pure Mama is the brand. And this stuff here, as well as the scrub and the mitt that comes with it, really helpful and really good, just to prevent stretch marks, and it's loaded with a bunch of natural oils as well, so it's really good for your skin anyways. But yeah, it really helps preventing like stretch marks and things like that as well. So definitely recommend putting some oil on your belly and on your boobs as well, as they stretch out as too. So both really good products. Some things that I found was pretty funny actually for me, since I'm having a boy, is that the wise tales for me, like I thought I was having a girl. So my theory was I was having a girl because of how sick I was and how I craved sweet things throughout my whole first trimester because of how sick I was. I couldn't keep food down at all, and the only thing I could keep down was like sugary, like lollies, things like that, which I never craved beforehand. I didn't even like lollies, but the lollies during my pregnancy were just like a lifesaver for me. And so don't always believe, you know, the wise tales and stuff like that. Obviously some things can be true, some things can be wives' tales, but again, personal preference and personal opinions and all personal experience. Yeah, just finding out it was a boy, I was like, holy crap, is that true? Like, I can see that on the screen. I knew it was a boy, but it was kind of just like, wow, alright. So yeah, I was completely wrong because I thought I was having a girl. So yeah, it's interesting how things can make your opinion, or like your guessing game flick to one side when it's actually reality going to be completely different. So never get your hopes up on one sex, please, because yes, as much as I wanted a girl, I'm so happy I'm having a boy. She's the first boy in our family, so very excited. If there's anything on this video that you want me to touch base on more on, or anything like that, just let me know in the comments below. But I'm going to finish off here. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say today. But if there's anything else I can add to this, or anything I can share, please reach out. My socials are below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!